gotta turn right. So let me turn it right. I'm actually trying something new today. I should be utilizing my YouTube studio and the analytics that it provides me. And I see in my analytics that between these hours, it's a deep purple, and that means that most of the people that subscribe to my channel are generally supposed to be on this time. I don't know whether that's true or false, but that's regardless. At I was listening to a popular YouTuber. It was Charles White, matter of fact. Um, Speaking of which, it's good to see Mr. Charleston back on the lives on the Facebook. But that's not the point I made. I'm actually have this video is actually about a video that I seen on Mr. Dewberry's page, Mr. Anthony Dewberry's page. If you're not subscribed to Anthony Dewberry's page, I would suggest go and subscribe and get you some quality game on Anthony Dewberry's page. Okay, now the video I saw was of a self-identified Hispanic male. And this male, as I play the video, if you haven't seen it, you'll be able to see where I'm going with my discussion about it, and how he went about it with this individual. But I should have had this queued up. But it only takes a moment. Give me a moment, man.
So here comes video right now. Alright.
Hopefully y'all can hear this.
Yo, what's good? This video right here, I'm making it for black people. That's right, black people. You know how y'all black people look at us and say, damn.
Okay, now first thing I want to say, you notice how he came on with the, hey, yo. This video, I'm making it for black people. That's right, black people. Okay, now let's continue on here. Hold on just one moment, because as I pause and because when I get finished with it, you'll understand why I'm doing this. Okay, continue. I'm going to continue.
Why is Chico driving that badass truck?
Why is Chico?
Why is Amigo having that badass car?
Why?
You know how that is? We stick together. Us Hispanics.
So, out of all the black people in this wild country of nation of America, who may or may I like to think that I have a pretty nice car. People tell me I have a nice car. So this individual says that just black people randomly outburst and say, "Hey yo, how me go get that nice truck? That's a nice car. That goes into the trope that we counted that." I don't know. I guess maybe this specific to me as a black male, but it's and I worked. I'm a professional painter. I worked on multiple construction jobs. I saw how the the African American black construction contractor was squeezed out by the large amount of cheap migrant labor. We'll just say that, migrant labor. But don't let me get too far off on this, But he said, hey, Migo, you got a nice car, man. How y'all get the nice car? Migo like, hey, hombre, we stick together. So just for the sake of the fact that you stick together, this is a whole bunch of y'all collectively sticking together, then that's the reason why y'all are able to afford such nice cars. But let me continue here.
We work together.
We work together.
We help each other out. As a Hispanic, you know what I have seen with black people? You guys are always trying to compete against each other. Who's got the better car? Who's got the better truck?
They go that car, that truck again. You know, I mean, in the nature of men, you know, I mean, let's not talk about the Rockefellers and the Iacocas and the Fords and the, yeah, shoot, y'all know what I'm saying here. The old wealthy white rich developers who I guess they would say that they funded the building of America, and then you know the point I want to make here is that it was my ancestors that built this land, that cultivated this land and made it into the superpower in which it is. It cannot be denied. It can only be traced back to you know, just through the way that slavery, transatlantic slavery, has been interwoven into society. So when people ask you, how come you still feel as if you can talk about slavery? Slavery is not important. You were never a slave. These type of mechanizations, these things that they put into place, that self perpetuated, putting the nigger folks, the nigger people, the nigger folks, because you know they this Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Greenwood District, Black Wall Street is still the first time that America used air to land missile, well, I guess, you know, projectiles or bomb or munitions upon their own citizens. You know, Tulsa, Oklahoma was bombed from the air. But I may not get too far from Amigo, because he has a little bit more to say.
Always comparing each other's shit. Always trying to fight each other.
Always trying to fight each other.
Now,
Now, hold on. I live in Cook County, Illinois. You know, I live in you know, the west suburbs of Chicago. Now, I see, I know areas where there's a large concentration of Hispanic people. I also, you know, like they say, I watch the news, and I know that there's oftentimes commission of crime within Hispanic areas. There's shootings and there's fights and brawls. So we're always fighting. But you know, just about in any type of culture, I guess, or demographic, there will be some fighting and squabbling amongst those who disagree. But somehow there's a distinction between a Hispanic fighting another Hispanic from a blackened having to tussle with another blackened. But let me keep on going. Oh boy, he not finished yet.
You need to work together.
You need to work together.
Because Hispanics do. That's the difference between Hispanics and black people. That's why.
Okay, now this is a trope that you know, I mean, and you can call me and they may consider it an excuse, but I lived through the era, so I understood what happened. Okay, now the 80s, you know that there was the emergence of crack and blah blah blah, and during that time period, whatever type of improvement that we were making from there had already been in a recession with it, you know, somewhat of, you know, the inflation during the Jimmy Carter era, whatever, if I recall correctly, and unemployment and stuff like that. So we were in the process of once again being resilient and snapping back from that. But now you have the introduction of a chemical into our community, an irresistible chemical, a party drug, another party drug. It's like it's like freebase, but ooh, it's 10 times better than freebase. And you know who was also a conduit of the proliferation of the substance which is known as cocaine, that was utilized to make such a irresistible drug known as crack, ready rock? It was Hispanic people. You know, I recall in the early '90s where they had uncovering tunnels from Mexico to San Diego, where they transported countless amounts of Dragos. But you know, They're gonna let Amigo continue on, man. Now, of course, grown people have their own choices. You make wise choices and decisions, but sometimes you may make a bad decision that you can't choose to correct yourself from as easy as you chose to make that bad decision.
Most of the time, he's successful because he's not doing it all by himself. He's got help. We work together. Y'all black people need to do that. Stick together, help each other out. Stop.
Okay, now understand this. We are successful because we stick together and we work together. But you more than likely made this TikTok video, sir, in America, and from the judging by the depth of your accents, I wouldn't, if I had to place a Jeopardy bet on it, I would imagine you probably more than likely weren't born in this country. And there's nothing wrong with that, I guess, per se. I guess unless you're Haitian, and in that case you might be that type of immigrant gets chased to the border by horseback. Yeah, but we are successful because we stick together. Never mind. The NAFTAs and the amnesty that was given to you all by George W. Bush in the '80s, whereas that pretty much killed the independent Negro contractor, African American black contractor, whether it be landscaping, painting, plumbing, electricity, whatever little bit lingering on that was left, whatever little old niggas and maybe a son or a nephew or two that was hold that business up. That business was demolished due to the fact that you can get 5 lowly paid Hispanic folks for the price of one regularly paid for the level of skills they might have in a particular trade or profession, nigga folk. So why would we, aside from the fact that you were lowball, that there were situations, and I can say this because I know this, that those people will lowball the prices. They may have an established Hispanic person in the country that's very well legal as a natural citizen, or a connection to a natural citizen. Because in one situation, it was a high yellow black man that had a paint company, and he was selective. He was selective for his lowly paid Hispanic folks over the nigger folks. That's for sure, because they work hard. They work. Okay, and those are stereotypical tropes as well. Because I worked on a job with many a drunk and well, more than one drunk and oftentimes sleeping and oftentimes bullshitting Hispanic person. And this is not being, just like old boy, he made his observations. I made my observations due to the course of my life and the evidence I see. So let me continue.
Stop the fucking competing. That's not helping.
Stop competing against each other. That's not helping. Peace. Okay, now first of all, I don't know who asked Chico to make even comment about black folks. What is your benefit? What did anybody black ask Amigo to say, to make a video about black people? It's just that, and when I say this, when I tell people this, it's like that we're considered. We live under a color caste system, a system, based on racial demographic and, certain things of that nature, where the person who is classified as white is at the top tier. And, and somewhere you got the Asians, I guess some people consider, some Jewish folks, Ashkenazi Jewish folks consider themselves white, or maybe not, whatever. You got them, you got the Chinese, you got the Middle Eastern Indian folks, you got I don't know if native those Indonesian Native American folks, that call that the $5 Indian folks try to mix themselves with and say that I'm Cherokee, whatever. I don't know if they fall above. No, they don't. What am I talking about? You have the Hispanics. Then you may have the Native Americans. The Native Americans and the Hispanics may, it depends on whatever the situation or circumstances is. They may switch places in the caste system, but we're always at the bottom. Always. In order for the system to work, we have to be at the bottom of the system. it wasn't so much that Chico, I don't know dude name, I'm calling him Chico Amigo, made this video to express himself. Hey, I guess whatever it takes for clicks and views, buddy, because this is what this is for. My thing that I have is with the eager acceptance of other folks who I will perceive to be my kind of my specific racial group, African American, Black, Negro, nigger folks. And they're so readily say, "Oh yeah, he right, yeah, amigo, yeah, all right, wait a second, yeah, he right, we's our worst enemies, blah blah blah." But soon as and I keep using my guys because it's my guys. See, I got my West Virginia nigga shirt on. As soon as a Charleston White makes some type of criticism toward the African American, black people of color, niggers and nigger folks, the blacks. Oh, he putting down his own people. Da, 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 he a coon, he a sellout, he a snitch, boo, boo, boo. Not that snitch has anything to do, but any type of negative type of aspersion or whatever you may want to put upon it. Anybody who makes the criticism, if it was about, and I'm using these tropes, if it was about black on black crime, then why is y'all out here killing one another? And I mean, I guess if you're in the audience of Mr. Charlie and his minions, I guess they could be seen as coonly, on the level of a Stephen A. Smith or a Shaq Diesel. It's unfortunate, was Shaq. And even what's your guy's name with the black and mild, Shannon Sharp. This has disappointments, they're so these. But I'm not them. I'm not rich. I'm just a poor nigga. I'm not a celebrity folk. I ain't got folks idolize know me. But I'm getting away from my point. Do we really need the approval and the acceptance and the acknowledgement of another group of what our flaws are in order for us to address our flaws, in order for us to take our flaws as seriously, whether those flaws are stereotypical or an actual real? I don't give a fuck. Who asked Chico? Goddamn. Let me read what I wrote. Let me read on my comment now. Let me show you. This is Anthony Dewberry's official page. Not like I'm gonna have a flock of motherfuckers. YouTube had me shadow banned like a bitch. When they shadow banned Mr. Charleston, I don't know what they had to do with it. I think I'm shadow banned all over the goddamn internet. I don't know if it had to do with me being a moderator, which I don't give a fuck whether if it does or not, but just the way it just happened. Okay, that's Mr. Dewberry page. I ain't big it, man. I mean, shit. I'm talking when you talk about dry. My page is slow growing, but my page been dry. I'm talking about like 1 like 2, 3 dry, whatever. But let me not get too far off the point. I was reading my comments that I wrote on there. Because it'll be a good way for me then, because I have to make my breakfast. I was actually going to walk around here like I was top dog making breakfast and shit, like I was making a cooking video or some bullshit. But no, I wrote, I call BS. So we're jealous because Mexicans can get nice cars and we argue over bras. If Mexicans stick together so well, why leave Mexico to come to America? And take use of the civil and or immigration rights that black Americans fought for, and then drain the tax dollars that should be earmarked for niggas. So I don't know, but yeah. So then I continued. I said, are we going to ignore that the Mexican cartels and how they viciously murder each other as well? I live in Chicago. There's plenty of woman-beating, murdering, thieving, backbiting Hispanics up here. They was just bringing in busloads of them from Texas because the dumbass politicians came up with a term known as sanctuary cities. Like during the George for 2020 and and they were doing all the protests and things like that, they came up with the term sanctuary city because they wanted to go against Mean Master Trump, against Trump to defy Trump and his immigration policies. So they came up with the term sanctuary cities. Now Biden's in office, and those same Republicans are utilizing the acceptance of these major cities to say, well, we consider ourselves a sanctuary city. Matter of fact, we'll protect whatever immigrants there that come here from from the federal government. That's you know about those sanctuary cities, whatever. But this is a sanctuary city Chicago's a sanctuary city. As many po niggas and dysfunctional niggas, Rahm Emanuel took away the health, the mental health programs and stuff like that. And with that, it seemed like, in my mind, and that was just like when I early got up here, it was some killing. The killing was going heavy then. But I can't make that correlation, but I know he shut down mental health facilities. And then aside of that, you have the economic situations and circumstances. But let me finish this program let me finish this comment because I'm gonna get to babbling on some other shit, and I got to get ready to go. Okay, they were just bringing busloads of them from Texas because the dumbass politicians came up with a term called sanctuary city, and whether they try to move them right on top of the niggas. Right on top of the niggas. We gonna put them where the black people are. To get them to see how well they work. Because I guess that's the filtration system. If you show yourself to be hard working, then we'll give you some type of lifeline away from the niggas. Because I guess a lot of times that, and for some individual circumstance, that may be just for all through your own individual grit, non-black person. You may have got it out the mud, honestly, but a lot of times y'all benefit from the fact directly or indirectly from the fact that we are at the bottom task of the color caste, the social color caste, economic caste system of the society. The system we'll call it the system of white supremacy, since that's safe to say now. But let me end it here. Let me see here. I say right on top of the niggas. Are we going to ignore the fact that up until the crack epidemic, most black families were solid? Up until the fact, where like that dope had people robbing their mamas and running off from their kids and just dysfunctional out in these streets. They get that good, fresh from Nicaragua cocaine or wherever the fuck they Bush and them was getting that shit from for Freeway Ricky Ross. That shit had motherfuckers turned out, and dope dealers getting money, and people in the po users was just getting more and more emaciated. And this is another generation. We got Jim Crow, we got slavery, Jim Crow, blah 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 blah. I'm not going to go too much into victimization. But all these things still continue to tie into each other. Perceivingly an anti black attack by the police force or whatever, by the state, as the good old white folks say, because the black folks were being attacked by the state. Are we going to forget when W gave them folks amnesty to come into this country and become replacement for those black workers who demanded more compensation for their work? They used to have niggas with fruit trucks and that's another part that kind of took away. Yeah, I don't know whether y'all had this situation where black folks come. They may have a van with some food in it or something, or selling something with food, whereas you could use them paper food stamps to buy the shit. But as soon as, along with the fact that there was an emergence of, due through the amnesty period of courtesy of W. Bush, there was an infusion of what they call those things, not food truck. I want to say food truck, but taco truck. I don't know, whatever. There was a fusion of these type of businesses, whatever. Food trucks and the food restaurant, the food trucks or whatever, and those food trucks, along with the fact that W had W had no, I don't think they have one. When they went from the paper food stamps to the card food stamps, and then that took the ability, because you got to be fair. Just like the upper levels in government do it, the lower levels in society were taking those paper stamps and liquidating them into cash by means of the cash-in system. All you needed was a grocery store or somebody to buy them off of you. So when it got to the point like all this shit had to go through a card, okay, well I guess it would be easy for such and such who is a migrant worker underneath the amnesty, being a low paid farmer job, to get a couple of bushels of tomatoes or whatever, or get some certain things to sell that the plantation owner would willingly just throw away. But once upon a time, when the niggas was working their hardest to their last breath on the plantation, if they still is any bit of a little scrap of fat back, they getting the lashes. It's amazing, man. It's amazing, and it just really hurts my heart. Like, yeah, he right. He right. Black people don't want to hear, but he right. But as soon as a nigga say, y'all niggas out here fucked up, man. Y'all you sexualize yourselves. You talk abusive to yourselves. You change your identity to the point where you don't want to recognize yourself as who you are. You're out here trying to look like a Kim Kardashian when Kim Kardashian trying to look like a nigga. Uh, it's just remarkable to me. So when I got on here and I read this, man, I got on there and I saw, in Dewberry's comments how people were in agreement. Hey, well, who am I to scoff your opinion? Your right to believe as if you believe. I just had to make my point, whether it be and I'm used to standing alone in my opinion or my belief, because my belief is I try to, like I say, I try to avoid using the word try. It is my intention to use careful consideration and thought and logic and deduction and utilize evidence before I make a claim or accepting a claim from someone else. So yeah, hey yo, now this video is about Hispanic people. Yeah, I'm gonna make a video about Hispanic people. And I just did. Man, y'all have a great afternoon. Let me see if I can't scrape me up some breakfast. I don't know if it came on here. Yeah, missing paper food stamps, bro. Yeah, they. Hey, shoot, I used to take like cigarettes used to be like $2, and I get two of them bitches. No, I get three of them. So I would go in there and I buy maybe a quarter bag of chips, 25 cent worth of candy, and I think it might have been some drink or something that might have been around 25 cent, and then but get them squares and be good to go. Peace, brother, man. Thank you for coming through. Y'all have a great afternoon, man.